Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. It is Wednesday. This is one of the nights that JPU is supposed to be on, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So welcome, everybody. I hope everybody had a good day and all is well. I just want to start out by saying this evening that I really appreciate the people who take time to reach out to me, showing gratitude and all the good vibes, love, support, just to say thanks for what is delivered out here. The information, I don't know what YouTube was like for the politics before JPU came out here, because I wasn't really following everybody and seeing what everybody was doing. But I am told that this platform has brought balance and clarity to the politics of Jamaica. So that is always good to hear. And this comes from not just JLP supporters. This also comes from PNP supporters, No P, and even some people who are senior members in both political parties. So I just want to say thanks, and thanks to the moderator over here as well, and all of our subscribers and friends, and it's just a really nice thing. So thank you guys for that. Somebody asking, is Karen Cross okay? I have not talked to Karen Cross in a few days, but I'll certainly check. Thank you. So guys, this evening, Craig Oats is going to join us. Yes, Craig Oats is going to join us shortly. But first, I just want to show you some highlights of some things that took place today. First of all, want to remember the situation with Pratville Primary School, where the gentleman, the contractor, had to link up JPU and say, we're Bunting going at the Senate go talk, telling lies that the school was not completed because of financial obligations that were not met by the government. The contractor said, not no go sa lie matel. So if you guys remember that. And then after, I was told that Bunting was campaigning on the school, saying that he met the school a fix. Remember me telling you that too. Well, the good news this evening is that the school is completed and handed over, and I'm going to show you those photographs. Here they are. Pratville Primary in South Manchester. Up and running. Very nice. Look at this, guys. Classroom. Look at those floors in this classroom. Look at the roof. Look at the lighting. Quite nice. Big up the contractor. Mr. Contractor, you do a good job. Me like this. So that is one of the good news this evening. The next good news, people. You all know Mr. Dennis Chung. Mr. Dennis Chung has been appointed, new position, as the head of the Financial Investigation Division, FID. I trust Mr. Dennis Chung to do the right thing. I really do. I've been following his commentaries and stuff like that outside of the sports, because I don't really follow up the sports too much. But when he talks about finances and stuff like that and economy, I always read his commentaries and stuff. And I think it's a good thing. However, from the risers them here, say Mr. Chung was appointed to feed the transmission them, the liar them, the character assassin them come out, the crocodile them come out for Mr. Chung. Yeah, because the PNP send them out. For come say, him a labor right, and him a this, and him a that, and him compromise. Why them saying that? Because Mr. Chung did come out, come say, when them jump down upon the Prime Minister, I tell lie upon the Prime Minister with them friends over the Integrity Commission. Mr. Chung was one of them who came out and say, some of them things that we not go on with it not making sense. The maths is not mathsing. Right? And if you can't see here, I don't know who wrote this article, but hold on. September 2024, Chartered Accountant Dennis Chung is questioning several of the Integrity Commission's claim in its report on Prime Minister Andrew Holness's statutory declarations. And guys, we all know by now what was happening with the Integrity Commission, working with the opposition, leaking information to them, a whole heap of criminality over there. Because what them do, what the Integrity Commission was doing, colluding with the opposition, taking instructions from the opposition, leaking to the opposition to go after the Prime Minister. That is wrong. As a matter of fact, they should be dismantled from a find out said that them do our find out. Because by all indication, Panton, Stevenson, and the rest over there will find out. And we didn't need to look far, because we saw that the PNP had been campaigning on things, and things that were not even submitted to the parliament by them, by the IC. The PNP was campaigning. Of course, the IC was colluding with them. So a person like Mr. Chung had all right to come out and say, well, on, some of them something I want to come out with. We don't need to explain further. He never cast no aspersions upon them. All he did was say, listen, you guys need to explain this further. And honestly said, them gone by the wayside. So over here, I am saying congratulations to Mr. Chung on his appointment. And I have the confidence in him so far, because if it turns out that Mr. Chung go over there and not do things when are right, we know we're not afraid to call it out. But as of right now, starting with a clean slate over at FID, we trust Mr. Dennis Chung, and we're going to back him and support him as long as he's there doing the right thing. So no spirit of confusion, transmission, and all them kind of people there. We don't have to go stand down, because the blood of Jesus against you know. Why are you people threatened by this man? Don't be threatened. You all should embrace somebody going there. They're going to do the right thing. Why is he compromised? Because in the call out the IC. The IC forget call out them are wicked over there. So, do you think, Mr. Chung, whether you're watch what go on? Somebody say your subscribers have enough manners. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I take it everybody is greeting and welcoming you. All of the new people in the chat, big up on yourself. Thank you for joining. Make sure that you are subscribing. Now, guys, me say people are lose their mind this evening over this news here about the 4,000 deportees them where come to Jamaica. Among them are sex offenders, ex-convicts, so on and so forth. I don't get what the issue is, because this won't be the first time. It's just that maybe we'll get, more than normal at one time because of the change in immigration policy in the United States. These people who migrated to America or wherever, and if them have to leave the people in the country and go back at their yard, which part them for go? At Jamaica them born. Jamaica has to take them back. Whether them a sex offender, ex-convict, whatever, Jamaica has to take them back. But now that we are seeing the decline in certain categories of crime in our country, especially murders, the people who are deported or come to Jamaica, they have to go just work with the program. And I'm sure I have all confidence in the National Security Minister that he and the government and the Jamaica Constabulary Force will continue to do the good work and let people know that you are not just going to come and, do anything that is going to disrupt what we have done and what we are doing in terms of the safety and security of the Jamaican people. So I'm not concerned about it. The people who are getting deported have already served their time in prisons, and if they want to go to Jamaica and involve in a life of crime, I mean, that's on them. But I am 100% certain that with the sophistication of the Jamaica Constabulary Force today, and with the posture of the government and the National Security Minister, the deportees, them will come home, they're not going to do no harm to the country. The only thing what I would say is Jamaica must make sure that we have a sex offenders registry that is made public, because in my opinion, people who are sex offenders, they cannot change. They will reoffend every chance they get. No matter if them spend 50 years of prison, they will always reoffend, in my opinion. And especially in Jamaica, where we have a little bit too much freedom, we do not, to me, when it comes on to children, I think we can do a little better protecting our children. You understand? So they would have had more freedom to mess around with kids. So I'm hoping that before we see an influx of, sex offenders as are coming into the country, that the government will take this initiative and take an urgent step to make sure so we'll have a registry. That's the ones them in a Jamaica and the one them where I get deported can go up on the registry and make it public. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I think that's the right thing to do. The other thing, guys, there was a big boss, a big drug boss, nationwide, said 220 firearms and thousands of bullets intercepted. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I guess this is good. But do we ever see who do them something, get in trouble? I've never seen it. And by the way, somebody tell me today, say, some kind of travel advisory for Jamaica was lifted or downgraded. Have you guys seen that? I haven't seen it, but this evening somebody message and tell me. I mean, if that is so, I guess that's fine. I've never really put too much thought into these travel advisories that America does, because sometimes America have put advisory upon themselves when it comes down to crime. While I acknowledge that, Jamaica's had a crime problem, I don't think telling people not to travel to Jamaica is the right thing to do, because people travel to the US and things happen here, and people travel to Jamaica where, as a matter of fact, where the tourist people them go to Jamaica, some of the safest place them. Anytime you're not happen to tourists at Jamaica, they either mix up or then go mix up in a things they're not supposed to mix up in. But nobody not just see tourists at Jamaica and trouble them. We've never seen that. So I don't know if the US State Department went ahead and changed that on their end. But either way, crime has not deterred any tourists from traveling to Jamaica. Maybe some returning residents, maybe, who come from certain place and them here say area and then I go back. But For the most part, it has not deterred anybody. So that's a good thing. Guys, the situation down at Central Kingston yesterday with Lawrence Rowe. Me hear some people are say Lawrence Rowe was the aggressor because they saw one video. And the one where Lawrence Rowe was standing his ground when the man them follow him and was harassing him. Over here, I showed you guys 2 videos last night. That one and the one where about 5 of them surround him. Right? Remember, Lawrence got the police station go make the report, because that was advised by members of the force. If anybody else did feel threatened, then they would have gone and made a report. They didn't make any report. Lawrence was the one who made the report. And we see the video where they surrounded him as if, and I would feel threatened. Anybody would feel threatened. 5 man are surround you and are you alone. And yeah, him go for a knife in him nearby yard to stand up for himself. What did want the man for do? I want to hear the woman them in the background and say, what then come up here for? Look how far then come from and then come up here trouble him for. So he was no aggressor. And him sure the police them him shirt with them tear off. Him in the yard a play domino and then come up there, come harass him. Him never come out there with a knife. He had to do that to defend himself. So that is the situation. But anyway, let me show you guys the motorcade today. Central Kingston. Look here, guys.
Alright, so we are today, and as the family looking in the prayer said, everything on the floor that night. And we just want the people to say we're really ready for them, and put them exercise them because it's ready to represent them. And of course, I have to do a part of the South City Traffic Conference as well, who are here.
This is what them calling campaign launch. Campaign launch in Central Kingston, people. I did Jamaica Observer, I suppose that. And Jamaica Observer, I need to go clean on the camera. Clean off the lens and on the camera, because this not look good. Anyway, guys, Mr. Craig Oats, I go come over here, We're hearing that 76% decrease in homicides in the parish of Hanover. That's a good thing. Right now, I don't know, the PNP, guys, the PNP underwater. Graphics man, the PNP underwater. When you have some of the most powerful voices and activists across Jamaica who not in and out with PNP, them underwater for true. So it's an emergency situation. When you look all down at Central Kingston right there, so they call it a campaign launch in an election year. And the vibes and the mood and the energy, it just not dead. You understand? And for a group of people to not acknowledge that and to say, this is madness, It amazes me. But I saw it go. Make a watch and see what go on. And let me try and reach out to Craig and see if he's available. Hi, good evening, Craig. Welcome to Jamaica Politics. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Nats?
I'm fine. You're live. So,
Okay, this one.
yeah. I thank you for taking the call and thank you for taking the time to talk to us this evening.
Yeah, so what's up?
Yes, let me start out by saying congratulations. You come out with your papers last week. I'm sure say you really go sign up and apply to become a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. And there were speculations before. You never really to address it still, but you came out formally last week and show the people that you did it. But first, me have to ask you this question before we even get started. The 76% decrease in homicides in the parish of Hanover. What you have to say about that? Because that's a big deal, you know?
Again, good evening to you and everyone.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Yeah, man. First off, I congratulate Superintendent Nish and his team in Hanover.
Okay.
That's where I live. Nish is somebody I know personally. Go college together. But the crime strategy of the government really is working. A new police station was created, high-tech police station in Hopewell.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the eastern side of Hanover. After many years of promises, the Holness-led administration delivered on it, fully computerized with some really high-tech police officers. Plus, the police is more visible and they're more information-driven. You can see them, on the streets, but you can also feel them knowing that they are watched. And, you don't really see them going most of the time and drag youths and bring them going to jail and them something. Them more targeted and them getting it right. But the thing is, even with the best of intentions, if they were not getting the tools to work, the vehicles, the guns, the ammunition, the uniform, surveillance equipment, whatever. Some of the things that the eye don't see. And we have to thank and plus, I've heard police officers big up the government that they are getting, not that everybody would want more pay, but something that they can live with. And that is motivational to them. And lastly, the police have a community outreach program in Hanover that I think should be used as a model right across Jamaica. 76% is now with what is happening in today's society. And you find out that even some of the other murders that do happen, they are really across parish lines. Like people come from across the parish probably commit the murder and dump them in a Hanover. Because you have some bush in Hanover.
Yes.
And some. So again, every police officer, law-abiding citizens who cooperate with police in Hanover should be commended.
Oh, well, that's good coming from you who is a former law enforcement member. So you would be able to explain to us, which you've just done, all the angles of law enforcement and how that works. That is good because I remember even last year and a couple of years ago, every minute, me I said in a how Hanover, the parish of Hanover gets so volatile. But today, or yesterday rather, it was reported that it's the safest parish in Jamaica compared to last year.
Yes, and we actually feel safe here.
That's good.
And with what is happening now, I expect it to be safer because Tamika Davis, the Member of Parliament in Western Hanover, Hume Brown, the Member of Parliament in Eastern Hanover, there's going to be, more coordinated sporting event in the parish because, especially in football, the most popular sport, the football in the parish is run by the Mayor of Hanover, Sheridan Summers, who was president for a number of years. He's still in charge of football for the region. And one of the reasons, in my opinion, why the crime had gotten to the point that it had was that the youths had nothing to do. And I said the devil find where behind your hands. And you know, your football field like Watson Taylor Park. You have Hopewell in the east. Hopewell probably has one of the best facilities in the country. But yet the mayor of Lucy, who is former president of the Hanover Football Association, and he's also chairman of the Western Confed, and Hopewell Field is banned by the Jamaica Football Federation because they're saying that the surface condition is not good enough. And that is going into its second year. And I have seen nothing from the local political directorate because Orchard Sports Venue falls under some partnership. The local municipal corporation has some say in whatever takes place there. And nothing. So you have a school like Rossi's that is a kingpin in football. It creates a lot of footballers, and you know, a lot of the footballers would come out of the community, and because of the absence of the playing spaces, and that is a concern of myself and others, it contributes to a lot of talent being wasted, or they have to go to Westmoreland, Trelawney, or St. James, Montego Bay United to play. In Hanover, we have not had a national Premier League team play in the football competition from 1996, sorry.
Wow.
And that team was a legend. And we have not. So we don't have any top tier football. So sorry to really deviate, but this is another example. And I can tell you because I was vice president in the Football Association, working with the mayor then, who was the president. And if you go back and you search the archives at TVG, I used to write for the local newspaper, the Western Mirror. Even when I was vice president, I was not afraid to hit out on these things because I do not put politics in front of people, like one of the candidates that we have down here. I don't put politics in front of communities. The community is what makes the politics. You service the community through sports, through safety, through education, through health. And when you do that, then the community develops and grows. Hanover is small. It doesn't take, it takes cash to care, but it takes effort too. And the municipal corporation, you will hear them coming out and beating on Tamika Davis. And I think that the JLP, up until recently, has not been doing a good job of explaining to people what has been happening. So before Tamika Davis, the first person to win Western Hanover was Benjamin Clare. And the PNP was in charge of the constituency of Western Hanover for probably nearly 40 years. And they had it. And Tamika Davis just came into power 2020. Yet you will hear people harping and saying, hey, she's not doing anything. And when you look at the damage that has been in Hanover for over 20, 30 years, in terms of the infrastructure crumbling, how could a young lady be expected to fix all of that? And when you look over at Eastern Hanover, I used to be one of the biggest critics of Gabriel. And I'm unrepentant in that. Because I've criticized DK Duncan, Ian Hills. I've been critical of any member of parliament that I think needs to pull up them socks. But you know what Brown's problem was? Brown was doing the work, but it was not being highlighted. So when I got into it, and believe me, I was out there, I beat him. I said, hey, you need to do this. That man has never answered me one single day. He held his head down, and almost everything that I've been critical of him with, Haddington Road, Sandy Bay, that man, Dave Brown, doesn't talk a lot. But that man has fixed more roads in Eastern Hanover than any other member of parliament. And the two that comes closest to him is Arnold Jackson in the 60s and Francis Tulloh, who was in charge from 93 to 97 for the PNP. Arnold Jackson was a Jamaica Labour Party. But Brown, when you look at the Haddington corridor, that set of road was like horrible. He has fixed 6 Mile Road from Hopewell to Cocoon. He had most, as a matter of fact, his park program is now there. But apart from that, there is now about 10 or 11 roads that is slated to be fixed under the Spark program between now and probably over the next 2-3 months. I don't know if it is catch the election. But life has been better in communities since these persons have come. Now you hear some people come and say, oh, why are they doing it now? I mean, I say common sense. This is why I'm not a diehard. I grew up supporting the People's National Party, but I've never been afraid to criticize. And that is why some in the organization probably never see me as somebody to sit down at the table. Because I tell people what I feel is right or wrong. I never supported Ian Hills in 2020. And I told him where his votes were going down. Because I'm sorry for the people who down Western Westmoreland, Because I'm big music and driving around and drinking liquor and saying we win. We can only win if Jamaica win,
And that's going down there?
Ian Hills. A lot of people don't know this and need to be reminded. Ian Hills was a labourite, Based off of my information, was working in a Mr. Edward Siaga office along with Angelis,
No, true.
That is what I am told. Right? I mean, I stand corrected, but that is what I'm told. But he was a labourite, he was a supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party. Whether it was by opportunity or opportunistic, he came to Western Hanover and he won very close in beat Hanover and Hamilton by probably 170 or 190 or something like that. Right? But he came and he created this thing that he was this whatever. And it should be remembered that Hills went to, I think it was the Minister of Agriculture, Roger Clark. And Roger Clark couldn't work. Well, there was something happened there. I don't want to get into that because it's not my business. He went to the water ministry as a junior minister. I think it was Robert Pickersgill. And check Hanover water system. Hills was the first member of parliament in a long time who get the opportunity to go into that ministry. So people pipe should have now been flooded with water. That has not been the case. And we keep on, and I'm seeing where the younger set of people in Hanover are looking at it. One time it would be a thing where you say, oh, you switch and look again at Eastern Hanover. Dr. D.K. Duncan left the People's National Party and hobnobbed with Bruce Golding and other liberals who went off on the NDM. That is what I'm being told. He came to Hanover and he got 2 terms. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm going to say it here, JLP, probably DK didn't achieve much as a parliamentarian, but he was a good man.
Yeah.
To be honest. He was a good man. We have a good heart. I don't have a bad word to say about him. But on the level, if you compare DK Duncan record with Dear Brown record, Dear Brown would beat him miles and lane. But again, as I said, DK is a man where he relate to the people, he know how to communicate, so me give him that props. But under DK, apart from Montreal Road, no major, which was done under the JLP program. I think that was the name of it. Jamaica Development Infrastructure Program. No, and that road is residents who block the road and cause attention to be on it. So, in essence, when you really look at what is happening in Hanover, that has been for so long, the major hotels in Hanover, still, most of them still use Montego Bay St. James as their address. I have never heard a politician come out. And as I said, the PNP had the government for how long? And the party, the local apparatus, mayor and council and otherwise. And I've never heard them come out and say, hey, listen, why is it that whatever? Same can be said of the JLP too. Come have a split the difference. But Hanover need a sense of identity. And that is why when Wavell Hines came here from Kingston, the people rejected him in modern contemporary politics. Wavell Hines, that thing in St. Ghana about Clarendon or wherever I'm gone. In my opinion, I'm a poor politician. Communication skills, in my view, is very poor. And I think that being a cricketer or a sportsman and getting some accolades on the sporting field does not qualify you to be leader. He got, I think, under 5,000 votes. He got the amount of votes because the PNP party in Hanover keeps pushing people on voters who want something else. That is where we have issues in Hanover. Hanover is a beautiful place, but some are trying to make it tribal. And before me probably attack long.
No, man, you come for talk, man, talk.
What is happening here? So you have a politics are going now in the Eastern Hanover, maybe. And a stone throw away from where I am is the PNP constituency office. And believe me, I need to go down there. Under DK Duncan, the PNP constituency office was the pride and joy of the region. Computer, 2 secretary, I know because I used to be there. Region 6 was being run out of the office in Hopewell. You know what I'm doing there right now? A rat and roach in there. Based off of my no water, no light. One big sitting of garbage right in front of it. Up until this morning, not even the candidate's photo was on the building. There's a poster there with the candidate, but on the building, how are you going to go into an election? People cannot come to your office to see you, to speak to you in private. Then and this is what people have been saying down here. If you are not in your office, tell me something. How is it that people are, if you're not there before an election, how is it that people are going to relate and connect to you after you have won? Are you going to a garden house? Are you wear them big brother there? Are you have chauffeur dripping on them something? I mean, people are not stupid and people deserve better.
So you feel that your main concern, because I've heard you not only criticize Dave Brown when you felt that things were not going right or maybe it frustrated. See, you go for the mayor too, is a PNP. So where I say now, the parish want, because Hanover is a really beautiful parish, but you say the place wants some identity and some upgrade and, what exactly? Tell the people them.
Listen, right now, Hanover is on a trajectory to grow. Dave Brown, Tamika Davis have been doing a good job. If you're driving into Lucy looks like the 1960s and 70s. If you had died and gone to heaven or hell, and the rapture come and God call you and you come back now in 2025, Lucy looks the same way. I have seen where Tamika Davis has gone out by what they call it the Lord's playing field. It is at the entrance coming into the town capital of Lucy. And she has gone there with I think she partnered with TPD. I don't know with the government agency. But they're setting up that field, they're building a netball and a basketball court, they've fenced it around already, and they're looking to put in stands and pavilion in there. Right across from there, there was a lot of zinc and unsightly. That area has now been removed by the zinc removal project, zinc wall fence, whatever they call it. And probably over the next couple of days or weeks, the entrance into Lucy coming in from Montego Bay is going to look significantly different. When you juxtapose that now with the Watson Taylor Park down in Western Hanover, where the parish council in charge of, where the mayor, whose signature thing is he dresses up every day in his suit and him have him cigarette in his hand. And the football field is not cut weeks in, months out sometime. Hi, you have seen videos of me going down there. I beg them, say please. And again, Rossi's High School is a stone throw away. You can see what's still down the road and see Rossi's. And that is where, apart from Colin Miller Complex, a lot of the youth them from Lucy and surrounding area play. There's so much potential in, when I speak about Hanover, I get so passionate, I feel like I cry. When you look at what's the Taylor Park, not just a football field, there's a beautiful beach down there. I myself had suggested to them when I was around the PNP that have this as a beach destination, a wedding destination right out on the rocks there, the Grand Palladium right in the background. Let it be revenue driven. You can have event down there because they want like a place. There is no vision after 10 years. of running February coming is 10 years. After 9 years plus of PNP dominance in the local municipal corporation. And I see some of them come out and take credit, and say, oh, we win 7 seats. But if you go back in at the time, and let me beat myself and pat myself on the back. I was a person who walked for 2 years, walk off my foot and champion for the PNP. Champion for them because I thought that they would have given us a better tomorrow. They swept 7 seats. And it was on their record because if you look at the parish, down at Western Hanover have 34,000 something votes. The PNP only did get 5,000. The truth is the JLP them did not come out and vote. It's the same thing in Eastern Hanover. The JLP never come out and vote. So I'm saying with people now more sensitized, that is why I believe that you're seeing the numbers of the JLP go up. Because people have to realize what the Prime Minister is doing. You have a petty mayor who comes on national radio or television or whatever it is and is quoted as saying that I think the Desmond McKenzie, the local government minister, had come to Hanover and was saying that every time he comes, the mayor is not present and there's excuse or whatever. But when he was contacted, I am now understanding that he's saying that he went to a function at Grand Palladium. You can't make this thing up. And the Prime Minister referred to him as the mayor of Lucy, of Hopewell. And he's not the mayor of Hopewell. And the Prime Minister said that he was going to say why he said it. Like, really? You are the mayor of Hopewell. Okay, your title is the mayor of Lucy, but you're the mayor for the entire Hanover. What does it matter? Is it that Hopewell and Hopewell residents don't matter to you? The petty stuff that drives the parish. And I'm seeing where the younger set of people and other well-thinking, intelligent people are seeing through the facade. Listen, one time in an election like now, the PNP would be out in numbers. Hopewell, Sandy, Lucy, Green Island. And not that they won't be out in numbers, but the numbers are not that big. And let me tell you why. Mark Golding, the party leader for the PNP, came here, and they did not get a good showing. When I was supporting the PNP, I was around the PNP, I was organizing. There's no way Porsche or PG or any one of those persons could come and we not use the Lucy bus park. And they went to a very small venue at a place called People Left. That's right in Lucy, and it was not full. Now, crowd does not decide if you win or lose politics, but it gives you a cause as it relates to how you measure. What I've noticed that the PNP has been doing island-wide is that they've been taking their meetings to some auditoriums or some enclosed spaces, and you can control the crowd. So if you have an auditorium, you have been to high school in Jamaica. 200-300 people cannot hold in the auditorium. Probably around 200 on the outside. So if you get 600-700 people out of one voter list, you probably have 30,000 people. They say, hey, with this, and they play on the ignorance of people by promoting crowd size. In the background, you probably have a vuvuzelas blowing and people making a lot of noise. So it sounds like it is an enthused crowd. But if you follow the motorcades, and when they disembark and come out of the vehicle, a lot of 2 and 3 people in them. Because, and I'm talking Hanover now, the people. So in Eastern, you have had Mark Golding coming here, never met no impact. You have had Julian Robinson coming here, that's made any. You have had Michael Phillips, who have one of the worst constituency offices in Jamaica.
What you say?
Be criticizing the Jamaica Labour Party. His constituency office for a high-profile man who many believe got his seat because probably by last name. But for a man who get a seat, probably that was being won by 2,000 votes, 1,800 votes, or somebody about, and to get it down to 600, and now he's struggling to fight like a youngster. Whether I win or not, the country need a paradigm shift. We need a paradigm shift. And for those of us who are out there saying, we are PNP or we are Labour right, if the JLP is not doing well, by all means, kick them out. And if the PNP is not doing well, by all means, kick them out. But right now, the JLP is doing better.
I was just going to ask you, to tell us what you think about your Prime Minister, you know. 'Cause right now you're a member of the Prime Minister's party and you talk a lot about the representatives in your constituents. What you have to say about the Prime Minister's job that he's doing?
Let me say something about Andrew Williams that I think is being one, he is underestimated. When Andrew Williams became Prime Minister in 2000, and I think 16, a lot of people say he committed the cardinal sin because he came out and he told the truth. He said, bitter medicine we have a son. Blah, blah, blah. See? The country never want to hear that. The PNP know that it is easy to run with nonsense in our country. So them say, oh, Andrew said, I'll give you bitter medicine. Coming out of the man of Phelps and Phillips, Saga, do the school, Tivoli Gardens. People them still at the last. And the last, he went into a leadership race that saw him fending off the challenge of Audley Shaw. That also made him stronger. He went about revolutionizing the JLP in terms of social media and branding. And I think he took a lot of what Michael Manley did in the 70s and bring it in a modern form. And you can look the St. Thomas Urban Center, the Montego Bay Bypass, Cornwall Regional, even down in Hanover, so the Restorative and Justice Center that is being built down by Sandy Bay. I'm talking about in the history of this country, at my age, and I've seen a lot of things, is the first I have seen so much work happening all at once in this country. And that is the truth. And nothing but the truth. And people have to understand. And I said to somebody the other day that, listen, after an election, you have 5 more years. But I want to just add this up. Because some people want to probably know this. Why is it that I switched? Natalie, I grew up supporting the People's National Party. I grew up in a house where when Edward Saga come on the TV, them turn off the TV, and if they turn it on back, then there's all my friends for night. So I grew up with hate Labour night. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a lot of us were wired like that.
True.
And we go there and we give it all for the party. You see, in the last 20 years, 4 election cycles, a lot of them never want to admit it. I was a catalyst that got out there to get the young people, especially to go out and support the PNP. Not me alone, you know, but I was the main person. But because I'm outspoken and because I have my own views, I'm not afraid to share them. Because if you tell a man say you're going to do something for him in an election, 5 years after, you must, I'm not supposed to go back, but tell him say if you get road. If you don't get the road, you should be talking about it for 5 years. I make them see something now. But anyway, so the PNP, I never planned to run in, and a lot of people go here and I say no for the first time. I never planned to run no politics. For those who know me know say me well off. We do good in business. Right? God bless me. Whatever me have to share with you. But because me a man that put deal corner league for youth, it's fun for me if you go to school. Go sit down at upper Bethel school, the little youth them, when they play football and reach with them, buy them lunch. I just mean that. So I went about and I asked some people at the PNP. I can't call their name. Andrea Dini, the counts of the Sandy Bay division. Go on the seat now, man. My correspondent can show you. Come in a dash of evidence. The girl want to run now, Angela Perkins. I asked her, do you want to run? No. Henry McCurdy, I lie over in a Montego Bay. As I tell them, I can't call everybody name. I approach 8 persons to run the seat. Them say them never want it. So Jesus Christ, I can't afford to liberate. Win back. And when I came in, I think the amount of group that was in the constituency was probably about 14, 15. But it was not a lot. I'm not sure, but it was a lot. I took it upon myself and I formed groups. You understand what I say? And in the PNP, I can't say this now, coming in the PNP. In the PNP, it's democracy not in the car, it's for farm groups. You just write down the people that vote as this number and the whatever, and just send it. I hear them talk about whatever. I'll be a paper group for the PNP, but I'm not going to beat the PNP because I'm not choose to be there. But so the farm group and the constituency get recognized. And we are going in our community and we meet the people and we advocate on behalf of the people and we have beat Dave Brown but Dave Brown answer we know. But everything we say Dave Brown take it. Because our Dave never talk and never laugh. And there's a boy we never know time, you know. We just have to do the work. Anyway. So the PNP come up now and say, the PNP come up now and said, we are going to have, I think this was 2023, we are going to have a system in place. And that system will see over the next 3 months, if there's a competition or there's a contest, the winner who come first in the delegate runoff, we have a poll, and the winner will come first are going to be the candidate. If there is no candidate to oppose, then I think there's must say 29% or 30%. Some people say, I did not want Patricia Duncan. I'm not calling him, because he's a straight man. DK Duncan daughter to come at Eastern Hanover. Because a lot of people did want her to come. I think that she was a loser. But apart from that, I know that the people them did want somebody from here. So when I throw my hat in the ring, I never throw it for him go run. Because I was working at the United States as law enforcement at the time. So I just come thing for the weekend and go back or in the week or whenever I get the time. But because we struggle with social media, we spread the word. When I was to do the first interview with PNP, that is when I realized that something was up. I could not make it down. And I said to them, why not do the interview by Skype? Them said, no, them can't do it. So I said, listen, I'm not coming down there. Because we have some issues, personal issues. Them arrange a meeting by Skype. When I went to Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to Fort Lauderdale and because I was visiting one of my relatives. And I log on. I realized that nobody not come. Anyway, when the meeting eventually did happen by Skype, you had about 8 persons in the room. And them asked me 3 questions. And the 3 questions was asked by one lawyer named Clayton Morgan. Who, when I talk again, I lick everybody. Clayton Morgan them over Montego Bay there. And from 2002, Montego Bay has been trending great. And them have the biggest talk in the People's National Party. And guess what? Up until today, he moved from the PNP controlling 4 constituency till he now control 5. But anyway, so move on. So, I mean, I don't want to apply. Nobody don't apply with me now. Because they know say the delegate them and the people that support me. So nobody wants to apply with me. Remember, me telling you, I hate somebody, me call about 4 of them name where I ask for run. So it's up now, say, we keep a meeting. No, me see something up, we line up room for my hole in our own hotel. Big old luncheon down at one place in Sky Beach in Eastern Hanover, owned by the Mackenzies. Very nice place. Me can get them some free advertisement. And when Golden was to come tonight, I got a call from a member of the PNP. We said to me, say, him have some meeting with some interdevelopment bank or something like that. And him not going to be able to come. I say, you're crazy. I say, you're crazy.
What can you say?
That is after I spend about $1.6 million now. Because they said, I must keep 2. I tell you how wicked them people are. They said to me, I must keep 2 conferences. I must keep the constituency conference first. No, the divisional conference first. So we kept Chesapeake as a division and Hooper division. Totally 3 constituencies in one. That cost me about $1.3 million. Then they said, Mark Bowling will come down the other week Thursday. When he came, that cost me probably about 1.8. It was one of the, I think you see, with me and my dance on stage.
Yes.
We spent about another 1.8. And that man who wants to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica came into Hanover. And in my opinion, in the back of his head, he knew that they were not going to give me the seat.
Jesus.
So between the 2 conferences, because my 3.8 million, when I talk about the work, I'm going to do on the government. Remember, I tell you, I asked 8 somebody, So I had applied in February, I think it was. And all the way down to November. Remember, I'm a man of travel, When you're Atlanta, when you're in Atlanta, you go to Florida. When you're back to Florida, you go to Atlanta. So I was in Canada. And I got, you know me, seminar run? The leader not say nothing to me. The gen set not say nothing to me.
Oh, you know?
None of it to me. As social media sources, me hear it. And then the constituency secretary was a very good woman. And the regional secretary to the PNP, Daniel, good you too. Line on your video. Called me and said, Craig, I don't want you to cause a problem. Blah, blah, blah. Up until now, Mark Jefferson Golden, I come down here, eat out the food, dance my stage, go up. I've not called my phone. Dayton Campbell to call me 1 o'clock at night. I used to them take praise for the young guy in Hopewell named Lennox Free. I drink on my bed and drink the Lennox Free a counselor. And I call him and say, hey, you know that I think that may change the account. Hopewell division are the strongest JLP division in Eastern Hanover, where PNP now win for purpose. And I wanted a winner. And that's why I tell you, I run on power, because if I run on power, I would have gone and run as councillor. And I pushed me out, and I pushed me out. Not that it wasn't me tell you, say, when the youth win, from him lick head with the people, them, the me and Lucy and the whole thing. I can't say them say nothing to them. I say that I like that. But from the youth, it's a the youth that I tell them, I wake up, you know. Cool set to watch me and say the youth are councillor, you know. Farm group, everything, and the youth come in. And when the youth win, that youth never call me and say thank you. Never. So you see, all of these things happen. In a man of the heart to say, jump ship. You have to jump off a ship like that. You have to jump off a ship like that, my friend.
Yeah, the Craig. You take long walk after all of them the wickedness there.
No, you see, the thing is you have to understand. Me still on indoctrination, you know.
Oh.
These are the type of PNP who say, don't give a dark. If I was that type of person, me would have go support Wavelines. Wavelines and Ianias, them people, them what around them feel say I cost them the election, you know.
Oh.
You what is that to us to
Me Ian is talks of it true. Me Ian is talks of it true.
Me don't know what he said. But me I tell you, sir. On the day of election 2020, the mayor of Lucy, when me think me talk to you about it already, I'll show you a picture. The mayor of Lucy, Sheridan Samuels, with a large contingent of people, was at my house. Now nobody else's house, you know. 2020 election, my house in Eastern Hanover. You see over Western Hanover there? Man, them running thing like our call center. No, are the same people that never tell people that them say they go to vote? Tell me. So you never want Ianians win. But now, you go back. I'm not telling you one next thing, the way of why me blame even the PNP. There's a guy that died named Neville Bibi Humphrey. The man that up PNP to the one. And that man got a letter from the PNP. Said, him and the candidate, the man keep 2 constituency meetings as a chairman and as candidate. And you know, say, because they're going to do their own little investigation, they claim them at the last moment they move the man. And that man died a couple months after, and I think he died of a broken heart. You think a little bit of things them people do? The man never up, we're not talking about names. You ever look down there up Cardwell division that is run by the mayor named Ken Kalam. That youth is loved by Cardwell, loved by people. And that man got his letter that he was running as a candidate for Cardwell division. And the People's National Party informed the mayor, Sheridan Samuel, that he was not the candidate. Unlike a Nicodemus in the night, Samuels was taken in and made the candidate, and Kalam was not even offered the dignity of a letter. He told me, I'm not talking about what I'm Jamaica, not talking about what I'm little Hanover. I whole heap of people like, when you have all the general secretary, somebody who has been accused of being a pedophile. I'm going to use the term accused. I'm not going to say this. Accused of. So if no accusation, no me a police from 1993, 94 to 2008. You know the reason why me left the police was because the JLP accused me, say, me a medal. Because through the youth, them rape me. Them say me a swing the election against Barger, the DK. They transferred me from Hanover to a 100-man station. Political transfer, I got about it. Which, when I look back on it, I deserve it.
Why
because I was political the truth. But I have never ever been arrested, never been investigated, me never have no departmental charge, no, not all. And to hear the man who is being accused by people getting can come out and say something to the effect. Me not quote him, but something like, you know, we were investigating, coming up the clip, and I'm not certain as to why he left the police force. No, Natalie, this is somebody we apply February, you know, and you must see from November, you know. So between February and November, how much? About 9-10 months, done. So in all that period of time, if you went, I'm going to the Integrity Commission meeting with Aluma Samba and all of them people who truth be told, me not even know what it was. You know, I say, I don't even think they asked me for a question good. And when they removed me as the candidate in Eastern Hanover, asked them, did the young lady know that has been given the spot? Was she polled? Was she interviewed by the Integrity Commission? Because that is why the PNP have so much problem in Eastern Hanover. That I truth. But just speaking of. And I'm not saying that the JLP is going to win or lose. But I can tell you that I will be doing everything in my power to make sure that Dear Brown win. And it is not to take revenge from PNP. Because I grew up loving the PNP. The PNP that I love is a beautiful memory in my head. Mark Bowling and Peyton Campbell has taken that PNP from a lot of us. We're not going to fight for the heart and soul of the PNP. It is the people who's going to be the judge. The PNP, Michael Manley, Norman Manley, they have a history, Portia Simpson Miller, of dealing with equity and fairness. Probably they never always get it right. But the rampant, flippant behavior of these people, you have so when them say me not running, them show me a poll and say me get 29% among in the work program. At the same time, you know, Mr. Golden, up poll 12%.
Wait.
30%. And you must have people go back in the field or this or whatever. And my man, I'm Golden, the leader of the opposition, up poll 12. I'm this evening, because I was sick for the entire day today.
Gee, look what they come by. Thank you.
I'm going to sleep. I'm wake up. When I wake up, I say what I'm doing. I say, Mr. Golden favorability ratings is 27%. And I said to myself, Jesus Christ,
So
when will in this country wake up? This is not about Andrew Holness or Mark Golden or JLP and PNP. When I hear Mr. Golden come out and say, the so-called center in St. Thomas, like really? So for those who are PNP where one bonfire for me, honestly, your fire only make me pot cook quicker and probably me turn it down sometime better. Hanover is what matters to me. And if the JLP does good, I'm going to say it. And if they do not do good, may I ever say it. But right now, Dear Brown, Tamika Davis have been quietly and diligently going about the business of repairing the damage that has been done over the last 2-3 decades in Hanover.
And the neglect.
And it would not take the amount of time that they have gotten to correct the defects. And so, what Dear Brown has done in Eastern Hanover, I have not seen that. And I'm 50 years old. I've never seen it. And anybody else that tell us they don't see it, I lie, them I tell. I'm biased.
Well, me don't like if you make Mr. Dave Brown come talk to you over here, so you know. Because I have a few things I would have want to ask him. So what about the mayorship of the parish? I mean, the people them, you have to really wonder to yourself, say, if things are so bad, why the people them keep putting this mayor back there?
Let me just say something to you. Again, and just understand. So in order to be mayor, you have 7 divisions. So the party that wins 4 seats, caucus, and they choose the mayor. Between them, the mayor got a vote like Portmore. It is a vote that is done after you win your caucus and whatever. The mayor, let me give one credit for this. You know, if it put in delegate them thing together. That man full of delegate in terms of, you know, if it creating group and you know if it doing thing. Let me clap it on that. That's probably the only thing. When you have delegates in the PNP, that gives you strength with the leadership. Because I watch all of the little face there when I see people that put up. There's serious jockeying behind the scenes. And if Mark Bolin should lose the general election, there will be what I call the night of long knives. The night they're going to come out. And people are positioned. So when the election is won, for whatever reason, the division of the mayor is kind of swing towards the PNP. I think I like probably about nearly 7,000 votes in there, so I think you get about 1,200 votes, which is not good. But him win. I win is a win. So when he win, there was a momentum for the PNP in the parish. I remember, as I told you, I was campaigning for 2 years. But apart from me, you got like Edda Miller and Dr. Man. There was a leadership thing for the PNP in the parish. So the PNP was vibrant. Because they were going around 40 people for vote. So the PNP was active. So the PNP win 7 seats. For a variety of reasons. Because I not praise myself alone, everybody. But, so when they win now, they wanted to give Andrea DNA the seat. I'm going to say something to you now. Andrea DNA has not spoken to me before that, probably about a year and a half or 2. But yet she could have found time to talk to me for a phone to discuss me assisting her to get the mayor.
How will you say?
And I can play her voice when she hears, she know that. Anyway, I think Angela Brownberg met with them in a caucus. And there was some jostling. And I think they go back by saying that my name, Samuels be returned. Again, as I tell you, it is rumored that Brownberg and Samuels and John Gordon Webley, that former Labour right, who is now PNP, running against Juliet Copper, that she had a hand in it. But then a certain councillor, and I can't see no blame on Brownberg because the councillors have to choose. But I can tell you that I have spoken to councillors there and they did not want him. But they were afraid to buck the party. Come here, councillor, in there when I still talk to you. If they see me from the they will head straight and cut their eye. But in a private, me and them talk. That is why I know so much things. What me not council. The council is inefficient nuts. You have a council like that. And I blame the local government minister, Desmond McKenzie, too, because he needs to do some investigation.
Yeah, because that have to fix.
You have a person now, and this is breaking news. You have a person working at the Hanover Municipal Corporation right now. And probably close to 10 years, that person has been employed as a driver in the municipal corporation. But guess what? The municipal corporation has not had any vehicle.
Brought it. Breaking news.
Every month.
We're saying get paid. We're saying get paid every month.
What am I just say to you?
No, sir.
What am I just say to you?
This can't right.
What do you think them in fear of my voice? Because I have the knowledge. And I don't agree with certain things. No, I cannot blame the driver, you know.
Well,
because it is, but I'm saying that over the last 9.5 years, as mayor and a PNP control council, the mayor can drive up the big fat PNP Jeep. But a vehicle that is supposed to go out there to go do the work to collect revenue. Right now, based on me, the council must have another already.
No, man, the whole of them across Jamaica need to get audit.
What I'm hearing.
The whole of them need to get audit, and that'll be the word now for the rest of the month.
Well, as I said to you, you can blaze out this. There's a driver at the Hanover Municipal Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And probably even before, but since 9 years plus, the council has not bought any new vehicle and then get paid every month. It would be interesting to see if you can get traveling allowance.
First, you have to go talk to the mayor first. The mayor supposed to have the information.
I'm not talking to that man.
No, me will talk to him. No, sir, me will talk to him.
You will never get that man to talk to you.
Them, me not gonna get him number tonight. May I get him number tonight, you know?
That's, let me tell you something.
How wickedness this?
I'm going to speak to Hanover, Hanoverians.
Mm-hmm.
We need to come together for the development. Safety of the parish, which is paramount.
Mm-hmm.
Security, that is health, to upgrade Lucy from being a big clinic to being a first world hospital.
True.
There's land there at Noel Homes to upgrade our educational institution so that we can have skills training. Because right now, we are run out of carpenter, we are run out of shoemaker, we are run out of baker, we are running out of skills people.
Mm. Look here, the people in the chat are asking if you'd run for councillor. What you'd run for? They want to know.
Truth be told, I'm running to be Nat's best friend. That's what I'm running for.
No.
Listen, right now, my political future, let me just answer that, because I'm getting that a lot. My political future has been placed on the back burner. I'm not, as I said, me love for being an activist.
Yeah.
Wouldn't tell you, say, me not consider to re-enter representational politics at some stage. But right now, my intention is to assist Dear Brown and Tamika Davis and Andrew Hollis to get back government and to get Hanover in a state of movement.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, you know, and I think you must see the candidate for Eastern Hanover. I'm not blame her. And that is why I'm not attack her personally. Because she's a nice person, to be honest. But she's not ready for the job.
Okay.
And, you know, she needs to clarify, you know, if she make a mistake. Because I've seen an interview that she did, and, you know, some things were said. I'm not going to repeat it here, sir. Because, honestly, I don't do personal politics. I don't attack people, especially women.
Mm-hmm.
Attack her. I'm not going to try to degrade her reputation. Because at the end of it, she's a professional. I work in a professional environment.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do them kind of politics.
And we are civilized people. Mm-hmm.
The truth is, in terms of finances, the Eastern Hanover office is closed. It's not open. But you can say, one lady from town, I don't want to call her name, she come down and throw the whole chair out and chew me and make noise and stuff. But up until this morning when I went there, nothing. Somebody said, with rat and puss all kind of sitting in the night. Now we talk about one office where the great D.K. Duncan used to run. And I don't know if that is not alarm bells. And that is why the organization in Eastern Hanover is for. No, again, me not tell you say, because people lucky, you know. And a man can just go and a man say, yo, come as I see, I got it fix up the country good after Hurricane Gilbert blew September 12, 1988. You know? And if February 9th, 1989, the people still vote him out.
Actually.
So people have short memory, and in politics, it is easier to vote against hate than vote with love. Some man say he love you, and he have to vote you, not go so. Hate is what gets people to join. And this is what I see coming from some politician on the stage. Hatred to Andrew Holness.
Oh God, man.
A prime minister being so. I mean, we have our disagreements with people, but even Edward Seaga has gotten the type of vitriol, the type of wickedness that Andrew Holness and his wife Juliet Holness.
True.
It is not. And even in the case with Dr. Dawes, because I'm putting together a video, because I want Dr. Dawes help them over here now. Because
Eh?
you ever Kenny Academy.
Where you want him help for?
Me I tell you know Kenny Art Academy.
Eh?
You see that road there? The parish council undertook one big project. I sent the videos in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
When they're supposed to fix up that road, because when the road is flood, and the bank when they erode, so they put up some Canadian baskets. You know what? I see the kind of shadow road that was coming. Them asphalt half on the road, when them done finish it, I have no asphalt. And the residents are complaining to me that 9 Canadian basket is missing or was sold. I have no proof of that. Let me just be clear, not tell you what the residents themselves. I don't have no proof. But the kind of work that took place here needs to be investigated.
Okay.
And if you don't have no proof, I'm very, very careful, you know. I don't want to slander no man opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Reputation, sorry. But the work that was done here, Kenilworth Road, you will be seeing some images of it in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. Gabian basket going, and by virtue of my layman observation, it was not properly done.
Okay.
These are the same people who come out and say, Andrew have 28 bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, you have a driver of Hanover Municipal Corporation. They collect money every month.
Where to find out the details and where to tackle that whole something there? Because Jamaica taxpayer them
Call the CEO. There's a lot more we can say now, but let me tell you something. Some things are better left unsaid.
for now.
And time is right.
Yeah.
But that's why the vote that them never Western Hanover member said. Sheridan, Worm Samuels, the mayor, the election 2020. He never worked with the onions. And on the election day, and nomination day, he had his crew and he also had film crew. And anything we talk out of my mouth, me have video or audio for show. And on the election day, the good mayor who should have been championing for the People's National Party was in Eastern Hanover, Blackgate District, with a large contingent of people. They cook and they drink and they marry. Yet, he was rewarded with the position, the coveted position of first citizen and mayor. What kind of PNP we are on? Jamaica is the worst GenSec in the history of the People's National Party. And they can come to me because when they attack, I'm not give listen.
Well.
And guess what, man? If Mr. Campbell talk too loud, me might just pull the trigger for some audio we have. Just promote the groundwork, promote Tamika Davis' work. Don't be personally critical of Heather Miller or Andrea Perkins, because when the election done, you still need both sides to work together towards the building of Hanover. So I don't have nothing bad to say about neither Heather Miller, let me be clear, neither Andrea Perkins. Andrea Perkins already work. And the problem with Heather Miller have is that many persons perceive that she is being led, whether real or unreal, not about perception. So I can't say that by the mayor. In her life. So she have to know how she balance. And again, when I say not determine who win or lose election, you know, because at 26,000 plus people are Eastern Hanover go vote. 4,000 people plus people are Western Hanover go vote. So he can only support my two ass. That means who has been my friend for more than 30 years. And dear Brown, who are my family, I'm a friend, and former political rival where me give one when me did the PNP. I'm glad to give him one because he keep him all along another path and he do what he do and he happy with the work what he do. And if you beat him when he not do it, when he do it, you must commend him and give him And I wait for them to give me gloves. But they keep.
So, well, and now, the last question before you go. Now that you are an official member of the JLP, how are you received and how comfortable are you and them something there?
Boy, let me tell you something. Let's see how you're so nice. Listen, I have been. Listen, Natalie, let me tell you something deep right now. I've been party over the years, No joke. If you ask any liberal who they fear in a politics, and a candidate, a Craig Oats. And let me tell you something. Me never know, sir. Me could have lived to see the day when PNP would have deal with myself and others. Look at what happened with Lawrence Rowe. Pastor God, the man was thrown out to the curb. And you still intimidate the man. You cannot. I'm saying this to people, Me ask a man the other day, how much relationship have you in your life? You don't know why the man for 20 years and divorce. Why is it that when we support a political party one time in our life, if we don't support the political party again, we are wagonists and we are Judases.
Now for dead.
I don't know. As I tell you, Joe and God, labor right, you have PNP, big night too. My name, Dennis Meadows, labor right, naturally. I'm respect Dennis. Because, let me tell you something, it's naturally, all the people not there. That seat was being waiting for, my name, Wickers. In my opinion, the PNP glad. Because what Dennis said was a slip of the tongue and could have been corrected. Because people love Dennis up there now. But guess what? You have to be, I'm like, we can do. But you have to give people what they want. And naturally, one of the members said, Patrick at Kingston come up there and he was Attorney General. And remember, so we never see him. After them take the seat from Bull, her name Stuart, Wendell, whatever his name was. So what I said to you is, Trelawney, we come and go be minister of tourism. If him run, and what we expect to happen, when how much time you have seen, Trelawney. I have been well received by the JLP, by the Secretariat. I want to big up Sharon here, Webster, doing a very good job in the JLP Secretariat. Prime Minister Andrew Wallace, I want to big up the General himself, Dr. Horace Chang, who I don't think that man has gotten his due as a political strategist. And what he has done to change the fortunes, especially of Western Jamaica JLP. And him get a lot of defeat. Him come up, him lose 89 at Western Hanover. He lose 93 at Eastern Hanover. And he lose 97 to Francis Tullow and Northwestern St. James. And he hold it. Whereas if he hold on the seat, never let it go. I'm going to bottom peg. Tankers, the whole of them.
Oh, you're not talking about him work as National Security Minister?
Yeah, man, I reduce the crime. But I want to take a call, so we talk.
Yeah, man, thank you for stopping by. Take care.
All right.
Lord have mercy. No, sir. Guys, we have to go find out who down at Hanover a collect taxpayer money 9 years. So them a driver and no car no down there. We have to go find out. Calling on the investigators. I am calling on Dennis Chung, the people for the financial investigation in the country. May I call upon Jamaica 411. This need a serious investigation. And you know what? It's not just there. All of these parish councils need auditing. Because you see, when time we complain, I will cuss and talk about the development of a country or lack thereof. You see, if we never have people in these parish councils where do them wickedness here, a whole lot more development can go on, But when them take out the money around election, I take out the money I pay, who not forget pay, the people them cannot get their development. This is serious, man. So make we put ourselves to good use. All investigators gonna run out now. Who is it? Down there at the parish council collect money. 9 years to be a driver and a car no down there. A time now for the people in Hanover to change mayor. If the mayor they done not do nothing. Wanna stand up on the foot. But anyway, I'm glad say Craig come over here contact to him. I just wish him would have tell me why I'm aspiration. Him say I run to be my best friend. Him not have to run for that. Him not have to run for that because we are spirit people. But him same well receiving at the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is good. And to the JLP I say this. Do not let good activists and good representatives go by the wayside and don't use up them talent. Because that is how we build a country, Clearly, Craig can say whatever he wants to say. But he makes a good advocate. And you cannot have somebody like this in your organization and you are not taking advantage of that talent and that passion. So the JLP must find somewhere, somehow. Look here, people. You see over the platform here? I'm trying to make me and the vloggers out here in an argument because just like how people can get mad, me can't get mad too, It's just that me not on a Bellevue ticket yet. You understand? But what I am going to say is certain people can't call my name out here, and them know why. And if they dare to do that, them and their whole entourage are going to problem, and them know. Come out here, come call everybody name. Them and who used to send them come out here, dead or alive, come trouble people. And give them instruction and they on phone with them. And some of them get recorded and still can't get the tape and a fret and can't whoop them out. Nobody mix up me with certain people. Over here, I don't own a thing. Make a whole lane. Anyway, I'm glad to Craig Oats stop by. Lord of mercy. Want to think about Mr. Chung, being the head of the financial investigate. What want to think? I think it's good. Because from the person who was there before, from that person stepped down, I don't know who was the interim there, or if they just didn't have a the head of the financial investigation office. But I'm glad to see that there's a name and a face now to the organization. And I'm hoping that over there is not going to come down to what we see happen at the Integrity Commission. So, I give them my support and we'll see what happens. Guys, give me a second there, guys. May I come? Just a second. Yes, so Craig Oats talked about the parish of Hanover and the decrease in homicides there. And as a former police officer, he was able to tell us, different things. For example, I forgot that they even built that hell of a police headquarters, that police station down there. More sophisticated and everything like that. The men and women in the force, all sort of thing. But I want the government to give Dr. CHUNG a national award for the job that he's doing with the crime. Everybody's talking about it, In a Jamaica, outside of Jamaica, everybody's talking about Jamaica and the crime going down. So when I want to forgive Dr. Chang him flowers when him not go remember say him get it. Give him it now when he's, still agile and active in the politics. Because 40% decrease since he's been there is very significant. Unlike the man beside him, no substance, yai water, doom and gloom. So Dr. Chang is the real man. You know what I would want to see? A national security debate between Dr. Chang and Bunting. Because Bunting say want to be the next national security minister of the country. I him there meeting and everything with police him there. So I want Bunting to tell Jamaica, beside Dr. Chang, why Jamaica should put back Bunting there as national security minister. I don't think it makes sense. It don't make no sense to me. Want to talk truth, people. I just true Dr. Chang not really talk much, But in action talk for him. But I hope that my hope for Jamaica is that all parishes across the country take example of Hanover, and that we will continue to see the decrease in homicides all across Jamaica. Montego Bay, Manchester especially, because I am a Manchester girl, Kingston, St. Andrew, everywhere. We don't want this being a part of our culture, we don't want this anymore. I see the people and we are sending them only for going Jamaica. I can't wait to see if between Donald Trump and Jamaica, if they're going to be able to trace these weapons back to the people who are buying them and send them come to Jamaica. A full time now. This is crazy. Also, the people them were response for giving out firearm license to people at Jamaica. We ought to be very careful. Me see a video, which I'm not going to play here, of a man somewhere popping. One man chased down one man in a one lane and shot him down in cold blood. Licensed firearm holder. We have to be careful. Terrible, terrible situation. We understand these things don't happen very often with, licensed firearm holders. This one was rare. But still, the people who are issued the firearm license, them have to be more vigilant and careful. Wanna see it? Yeah, him chase down the man. The man run down that lane, And him chase down the man, I confront the man, I tell the man, same way, do this and do that to him. And next thing you know, at close range, he shoot the man. It's crazy. The gun find name get wicked on them. Lord of mercy. And me that want to say, I want the government of Jamaica, don't afraid to do it, come back, must come out, come tell the nation and tell the world. Say this government's crime plan name, meet Jamaica. All of the boy them were in a gang and we are walk and kill people and take contract for kill people. When the police them meet and decide so no want war with the police them and meet to Jamaica, so the crime plan for name. Yeah, because language is important, And all of what thing for go take up gun. If you know, so the government of Jamaica have a crime plan when you meet Jamaica. Anyway, guys, make we catch up tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry. Friday. Make sure someone screenshot this and push it all over social media, because Jamaica for know say we can't bother with Bali. Mr. Bunting balling over the crime. We can't bother with that. We're dealing with people who, have the courage to act and to do things and make moves. We can't bother with Bali Bunting. All right, guys. So let us catch up tomorrow. Thank you all for joining. Make sure that you hit the like button and continue to subscribe and help us get to 50,000. Have a good evening. We'll catch up.
PNP people must know that when the Jamaica Labour Party win, they win as well, because they will benefit equally from the prosperity and the dividends of the good management of the national and the local economy. PNP people must know that your party here, the Jamaica Labour Party, is not a party that discriminates. We are not a cult. We don't look at people by virtue of their color and exclude them. No, we are the national party of Jamaica. The Jamaica Labour Party is the national party. The Jamaica Labour Party forms the natural majority of people who think reasonably and rationally about the country.